Whitechester, prison city of the damned, is currently funding on Indiegogo. Please go there and support this city crawl for 5th edition and probably Morkborg, Grimdark, and Lamentations of the Flame Princess.
Demons.
Yeah.
That would explain a lot.
Oh, it would? What happened?
Yeah. Well, when he finished spraying that, I mumbled some mumbo jumbo, and it was like something came out the wall. I thought it was just the drink. I didn't have the cheeky Chablis back then. I was on the meths.
Of course. And no, it was actually something came out. I assure you, you're sound of mind, my friend. Could you describe the thing that came out, please?
It was like it had a television for a head, but the head was like, you know, the old televisions, the big thick ones back when I was a nipper, and if you didn't have it tuned to a channel, it was like. It was like that, and it had arms and body like cables twisted together.
Interesting. Huh, that's a new one. And they just ignored you, or they didn't notice you?
He pointed, and it went climbing up the wall and disappeared.
Well, he pointed just upwards, or was there a direction in the city that he pointed to?
Just upwards here.
Up.
I've seen him other times. I think he was working on a piece on the underpass of the Great Western Road, the freeway.
Yeah.
Under there. Yeah, some of us like to sleep there.
I know. Okay, very well. Hey, thank you. You've actually been a great help.
Could I have another coin?
Okay. So I give him another.
Thank you. You're a gent.
Yeah, I sure am. That's what most people who meet me say about me. So I just like I'm gonna go there.
Okay. It's quite a long way, but not really far enough away to warrant taking public transport again.
Thank you.
Well, he's not going to be taking public transport, and it's within walking distance for him. So
yeah. No, I'm just joking. It's kind of funny every single time he has to kind of like take the bus, and it's very undignified, really. No, taking the bus is fine. But I mean, the context of a vigilante, getting somewhere. The act itself is fine, of course.
You need to save money for ammunition and armor repair, and
I was really like no, like it was part of the whole OSR mentality, like no, like cheat codes. I'm really gonna. Start with what I start, 3 to 6 times 10 or whatever it is, and just work with that. Okay, so I'm gonna go to that spot, of course.
Okay.
Let's see what.
So
where
the freeway comes out of the city, it's sort of great concrete columns, pierce some of the slums, and then pass over a great big sort of flood drain. And it's in and around these columns and in the flood drain itself that a lot of homeless make their encampment. So
I would have mentioned that it's very likely that some of them they don't have to. It's up to you, but because it deals with like Bob the beggar and all that, or beggar Bob, a lot of them might know who he is, and might also know that he normally does help out. So again, up to you if they do or not. But it's in 01 it was kind of established that he has helped out homeless people here and there. So just info I wanted to let you know. Okay, so I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna start looking for whatever might look like that symbol.
Right, it's a warren of old scrapped sort of petrol-driven cars which have just been kind of dumped here. Old trucks, shipping containers, loads of cardboard boxes and so on that have been built up into little sort of tent cities and so on. There's a lot of people. This is where all the human detritus of the city seems to wash up, or at least a lot of it. There's little fires here and there. Burning plastic makes the air kind of acrid, makes your eyes water a bit. Because your senses are heightened, you think it's even worse for you. Yeah. And of course, the stink of human filth comes off everything, because it's not like there's any sewage facilities or anything here. Every available surface seems to have been sprayed by graffiti. Most of it's just tags, sort of low effort stuff, not the kind of thing that you're really looking for. Mm-hmm. So how do you want to approach searching?
I will take a moment to look at the scrapped vehicles, and do any of them look like they might be like near repairable state?
It would take a lot of work, and you'd have to recover like 4 or 5 of the same car to be able to put it back together. But then you could probably run it on biodiesel if you could get some cooking oil or something to fix. So yeah, you might be able to put something together.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna just make a mental note of that, and I might just have a crappy apartment for now. I don't really have a place to like start bringing pieces up until I have enough. But just a mental note that I might bring up like a few zeros on the line to another guest GM, unsuspecting. Okay. Let's see if I can avoid taking the bus at some point. So it'll still be very like just normal car on the road, and there's like flying vehicles, and it would still be very
very low rent.
But at least exactly. It's looking for an expression. I'm just gonna you know what? I'm gonna look around, see if there's any of the homeless people there who I might have spoken to in the past in good terms. Since I do know a few of them.
It takes a bit of searching again, because this whole place, it gets rearranged every few days as people move in and move out, or the police come in and bulldoze everything, or you know. But you ask a few people, you probably help if you spread a few gold pieces around.
Okay. How many does it take me to find someone useful?
Only one, as it turns out.
Oh wow, nice. Okay.
So a filthy looking woman wearing like 2 or 3 dresses worn on top of each other, so torn through in different places, pushes a shopping cart up past you, and then stops and reverses. And you looking for me?
Yes. I was actually looking for a graffiti that would look like, and I kind of reverse the visor. I kind of reverse it, so like the picture is shown on my visor.
But you've established that it's got a screen for showing the domino mask, exactly. So why not? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what I try to, I try not to use it. I try not to have the visor be a sonic screwdriver. You know what I mean? But anything that I could do with my cell phone, I kind of do with it.
Yeah.
So yeah, just show the picture of the other graffiti. Do you see any graffitis like this around here?
She sort of squints, looks close, tries on like 3 different sets of reading glasses.
Yeah, imagine it's taller, so it kind of leans a bit.
Oh, she stinks worse than anything you've smelt around here at all. It's like the smell has a life of its own. Well, I might have seen such an unholy, horrible thing.
Oh, okay. Well, I think you're onto something by the way you describe it. Can you show me where it is?
If you'll pray with me.
Oh, pray. Uh, hmm. So he takes a moment because like so far in his in his world, like praying to something can have real significance. So I'm like really careful now. Who do you want me to pray to?
The patron of beggars.
Okay, I'm comfortable with that one.
Okay. She opens up the front of her trolley, and inside there's a religious icon and a few tea lights. A couple of them are burning. And what looks to be a sort of collage of pictures taken from magazines where adverts have co-opted religious imagery. So it's just all kind of stuck there with this crude statue in the middle. She takes out an old carpet sample from the back of the trolley, and a second one, puts them down in front of the little makeshift altar, and kneels down and pats the carpet sample next to her.
Okay, I'll kneel down on that dirty carpet, or maybe it's super clean. Maybe I'm gonna be surprised.
It's pretty clean, worn, but pretty clean. She mumbles through some sort of prayer. You can't really follow it particularly well.
I just try to follow the movements a bit, and
right. She points to the candles. Light one.
Okay. Does she have like matches in her lighter? And
she's got a bunch of almost empty sort of Bic cigarette lighters. So
okay, yeah, I'll light one of those candles.
Okay. She seems happy with that. She picks up the carpet again, puts it away, closes it. You're amazed that her trolley hasn't caught fire, so maybe there's something to this religious business after all. She's clearly getting protection from somewhere.
Yeah.
And she says, follow me.
Okay.
Pushes a rattling trolley along, sort of negotiating a path through all the other homeless. A few of them call out to her. Apparently her name is Hail Mary.
Okay. Okay, let's see. Hail Mary. Very well.
She chatters away. Says, "I remember you. You came down with some food with Bob that one time."
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I've been here a few times. Although that was the only time I was here, I guess, in a very obvious manner.
Bob's an odd fellow. He's a cunning man. He smells of evil, but he isn't evil. I don't understand it.
Neither do I.
You smell the same.
So the graffiti's nearby?
Not far. You gonna be bringing some more food by?
You know what? I don't know if I'll have the time or if I'll be alive for it, so I give her a gold piece.
Thank you very much. She puts it in a little wooden box attached to the side of her trolley. You hear it clink, and you think there's some other coins in there.
Yeah, probably.
Abruptly, almost suddenly, the homeless encampment just sort of thins out around one of these big concrete columns that supports the freeway. There's drag marks, like people have moved their homes away from this column, and there's a great sort of wraparound graffiti piece of all manner of occult imagery.
Huh.
And there is a man touching it up with spray paint.
Does he have dreads?
He's tall, he's thin, he has dreads pulled back and tied back. He has a big sort of canvas bag at his side.
Mm-hmm. So just walk up to him and stop next to him and just like observe his work, kind of like getting really in his personal space, but pretending to just be observing the art, almost mockingly in a way, I guess.
Can I help you?
Oh yes, I'm sure you can. So I turn to him, and like at this point, I'm having like the whole domino mask thing going on my visor. So I'm just curious, what kind of demon did you summon?
Demons? You think I can summon demons with graffiti?
Yes, I think you can. Or maybe not demons, but something, all right.
Whatever gave you that impression?
Ah, really?
Hmm,
Are we gonna
really?
do this? Do I look like a vigilante to you?
I don't know what you think you look like.
So I just kind of start recording. Like, I kind of walk around, record the whole thing, and stop again in his face and turn it off. Okay. Does he do that at me or at the?
At the concrete.
Okay.
You're just going over
That
some of the
was-
lines.
That will lead to some violence. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to. I'm sure it'll be a roll, and I hope I don't fail or something. But I'm gonna try to snatch a can away from his hand, like real quick, like talk, like.
Yeah. Okay. Make an attack roll, and I'll bump up his AC because you're going for something small from his hand.
Okay. Is that a red? Okay, cool. So 14 plus 2, 16.
Okay. You just barely snatch the can out of his hand. So you get it, and then it kind of slips out of your fingers and tumbles onto the ground.
I'll try to pretend like I just wanted to slap it away. I don't know if he wasn't looking my way. He might not see me fumble a bit. So I'll just like very quickly to just like bring the hand down. Like my intention was just to slap it.
It looks back at you. Really?
People are dead, and I want answers.
And what do I have to do with it? I'm an artist.
So I show him like the graffiti in the alley from before. This is your work, no?
Yeah, that's my work. He reaches into his bag and takes out another can.
So I go back to the domino mask, and this is where the Crimson Hound is really uncomfortable because he's like, even the source, like it's not a reliable source from before. The guy might have been hallucinating shit. So this isn't a case where like he'd feel comfortable just beating up the street artist because he might be wrong, and there's still like in his mind he's still remembering what happened with Julesy, who's the woman who died, and he doesn't even know if it was him or not. And this is really not a clear-cut thing for him. So the whole moment where like this Pulp vigilante starts like breaking legs to get answers is not the obvious path to him at the moment. You know what? He's just gonna stand there and observe the guy. Just creepily stand there and just observe him for a moment. So,
you know, they're not demons.
how are they?
The city made flesh. Street elementals, if you will. If they seem evil, it's because the city is evil.
I would believe that. But did you bring it forth, or did you just happen to be there?
I'm one of those who bring them forth.
What's the purpose here? Explain it to me. I might even join your side. Who knows?
I'm not free to tell you much of anything. He puts the can away and zips the bag shut. But I can show you. And he turns and looks past you towards the homeless camp.
Very well. Show me.
Clicks his fingers and points.
Oh, you want me to go first? Was that it? That's cute.
I just want you to look.
Oh. So I do look while keeping him in my field of vision, of course. Which
Okay.
kind of looks like a side, like a sidestep looking that way, kind of like with Buddy facing him.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
there's crushed trash everywhere. They go layers deep. as you look from the base of the concrete column, furry black mold is spreading towards the encampment, like sort of veins skittering across the ground.
So there's like mold that's kind of going towards them. But is it when you say that it's going towards them, do you mean that's a pattern, or you mean it's physically doing so?
It's moving across like a crack opening up in the earth. Yeah.
Okay, so it's not just like a pattern that looks like it's slowly over time doing that. It's actually moving towards them at the moment.
And bits of the trash are sort of sagging and falling in as the mold makes its way across the ground. You're a hero, aren't you? Says the graffiti artist. Maybe you should stop it.
Maybe I should. So I started running there, but what I do is, because I'm a petty man. I'm a very petty man. I don't know how much it'll hurt him or not, or like it's not my intention. Like I don't think I'll finish him off that way. I'm under no delusion, but I really, really want to, as I run that way, draw the short sword and like swipe at his face and at least leave him something to remember.
Okay, make an attack roll.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Please be red. Please be red.
Red.
18 plus, yeah, it's 8, so it's red 8, so that's an 18 plus 2, so that's a 20. Again, not a natural one, but
yeah. Damage.
Yeah. So so it's a +1 short sword, so it's 1d6 plus 1 plus my strength. 4, 5, 6, 7. So that'll be a 7.
Okay. Yeah, you cut him pretty viciously across the face. You hear him hiss with pain and sort of fall against the concrete as you head after this thing.
When you say hiss,
when you hiss say, like a spray can. No, I mean hiss like ah.
Oh, okay, no, not like a supernatural serpent hiss.
No.
Okay,
no.
Okay.
Right.
Gotta make sure.
So you chase after the mold, and as it reaches the edge of the homeless camp, it sort of erupts up out of the ground. It's like it's almost two-dimensional, but everywhere you look at it, it kind of looks the same, but it's covered in this furry black mold, constantly sort of blossoming and dying back.
I'm looking specifically for Hail Mary, by the way.
She's stood in front of it, holding up her little statue.
Oh, I go to her and I grab her card and say, I'm really, really sorry about this. Is there anything you need to grab from here right now? Is there anything of sentimental value?
You don't really have time for all that because it's rearing back, ready to attack her.
Okay, so I don't even ask that. Then I go, I'm really sorry about this, and I grab a lighter and I'm gonna light the whole cart and push it towards the mold.
Okay.
You said it was a miracle I hadn't caught on fire, so let's
yeah.
Yeah.
So it goes up. There's alcohol, there's various rotting things giving off vapors and so on. So yeah, it goes up like a torch. Can you make an attack roll, please?
Yes. Please be red. Please be red. Which is appropriate for a Crimson Hound, now you think about it. That's the red again. Oh, okay. I think I need to shuffle my cards, but this is a 19 plus 2, so 21. But I'm gonna shuffle my cards a bit because I think I got like 8 and 9 in a row, so that's probably me not being good at this shuffling business. Okay.
And can you roll a d6 for attack damage?
Okay. That's a 2 on the d6.
Okay. The flaming cart smashes into it, and a lot of the mold shrivels back, and the thing seems to collapse back in on itself a little. So it's now only about 6 feet tall instead of 8 feet tall. It lashes out at Mary.
No.
And as its claw strikes her, it just explodes, and a big cloud of spores covers the whole area. Can you make a save versus poison, please?
Yes. So wow, 10. Yeah.
Success.
Them dwarf. No, I mean like 10 is like what I have to. Get.
Oh, okay.
I got a 9. So
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So you choke.
I'm
and
really
cough.
lucky with the. I'm really lucky with the results today.
You choke and cough a little, and that a taste like rotten mushrooms is cloying to everything. Mary coughs, chokes, turns a little bit green, clutches at her throat, and falls back into the trash. And the thing wheels towards you, but there's still spores roiling in the air everywhere. What do you want to do now?
Well, since it recoils from the fire, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the cart one-handed and kind of use it as a barrier, an obstacle, to keep it between me and the thing there. And I'm going to kind of like crouch to see if Mary's alive, because I have no idea if it's going to help. I have a med kit, so I'm going to use the cart on fire as a shield of sorts, a barrier, and see if Hail Mary's alive.
Okay. So you going to use your med kit to try and revive her, or are you going to try?
I mean, if it looks like it might do something, again, like my character is not a medic or anything, so you don't even have to give me info on that. But
yeah,
if there's anything that would be logical, I don't
know. She's choking. Her throat seems swollen. There's a redness around her eyes and her nose, which is also swollen to the point where she can barely breathe. If you've got one of those EpiPens in your med kit, which you probably do, it's like an allergic reaction, so you could probably stab her with one of those, and that might do the trick.
Yeah, I'll definitely do that. So I'm using up my my med kit basically. I know that like logically, it's med kit is like many things, but in terms of gameplay, I'm using the med kit. So it would heal her.
If it comes up, you've still got gauze and some medicinal alcohol.
Yeah, the way it works mechanically is that you use a med kit and you like video game stuff, and you are healed. How much? What is it? 2d4 HP. I have a single med kit. Okay, so I don't know if this would be using my med kit or not. Up to you, or maybe use as part of it, and I got still 1 die left. Or feel.
Let's say you still got a D4's worth of healing in the kit.
Okay, so I use one of the D4s.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So the swelling almost immediately goes down. She makes a huge gasp for air and starts to sort of crawl back away from the thing on her back through the trash. So while you're occupied but protected by the burning cart, it lunges over to attack you, singeing itself on the flames, apparently not caring for its own safety. And the arm that reaches over does sort of get burnt back and becomes a lot thinner and wispier.
Okay.
But it does strike you. You take 3 hit points of damage.
Oof. Okay. So 7 HP left. Okay.
Yeah. So where it strikes you, your flesh goes kind of numb. And you can't see it, but for the sake of the audience, little black veins following your own sort of veins and traceries of blood vessels have spread up.
Okay, yeah, not good.
So your turn.
I'm sure something burns though. See if it's doing something like that. Yeah, I'm gonna. It seems like the most like counterintuitive thing to attack like a pile of muss with a thin cutting object, but it is a magic sword, so like. I'm gonna try to, while keeping the cart. It's kind of funny. I'm gonna keep the cart there. So it's like visually speaking, it's very peculiar.
Cart shield, yes.
Yeah, and I'm wearing a glove, so like let me know when it's impossible for me at that point too. But for now, if it's possible to still hold on to the cart, I'll do that and kind of like. I guess I kind of have to like do a step around the cart, go back behind it or something. So,
burning shopping cart +1 AC. Yeah.
Yeah, it's it's interesting visually. So yeah, I'm gonna try to swipe at it with my sword. Do I? Oh yeah. So it just attacks. So it'll be my turn, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, I have the card in my hand. I'm just.
It's actually only a 1 hit dice monster, so you get 2 attacks, don't you?
Oh, cool. Okay, I didn't know that. Okay, it seems so massive. I didn't even consider maybe 1 die. Okay, So I do,
Well,
yeah.
It's big
So-
for a 1-hit dice monster.
This is gray.
Yeah.
It's because when I do this, I kind of see the color, but I don't see the number in my own screen. So I'm always like finding it out after. Okay, 8, 9, 10. So that's a 10. I'm pretty sure it doesn't.
Yeah, you lash
Oh,
out.
plus 1 because of the magic short
Yeah.
sword. So it's 11. I still don't think.
Still not quite enough. You narrowly miss it. It's the fire is burning away at the form of its body, making it thinner, wispier, less substantial. So that's why you're having trouble landing a blow.
Okay, I'm gonna do the second attack now.
Yeah.
That's. I know that's
Correct.
a 1. Even
No,
you know
it's
what?
1.
Even I go like an ace, cool. No, an ace is a 1. Maybe I should change it. Maybe 10s should become 1s, and because I know the visual effect of an ace is so like. Anyway, so that's 11
that's
plus 3.
Right.
That's 14. No. It's
Oh, no,
red.
it's a what? Sorry, it's a red one. Yes.
The 1 plus 10. Yeah, I know it's.
Okay. So how much?
It's 11 plus 3, so it's 14.
Okay, so that's a hit. Roll damage for your magical short sword.
Yes. So that's a 1 on the die plus 3, so that's 4.
Okay. It's a barely coherent sort of skeleton of its former self. Mold is sliding off it, leaving just this vaguely indistinct, shadowy form. You hear an incoherent sort of yell of rage coming from behind you, and then loads of bricks and bottles and flaming toilet paper come hurtling at this thing from the homeless and just batter
Nice.
it down until it's destroyed. You see a few sort of brief flowerings of mold trying to reform itself, and then it just dies back.
Nice. Okay.